All right, so good evening, everyone, and most welcome. For those that are logging in for the very first time, I want to take this opportunity to really welcome you to the International Superstars Team business presentation. And for all the Superstars team members in the call, thank you for always showing up so that we can change the world together. My name is Josephat Kariuki. I'll be the first presenter or the first speaker. And thereafter, very exciting, I will be able to usher in our guest speaker all the way from Uganda, uh, a lady who has done this business in a very incredible way. I know we are all eager to hear her success story that will definitely transform our lives from good to better and to great. So I want to start off, and perhaps needless to say, but important for the guests, Josephat Kariuki happens to have been a university lecturer before this opportunity came my way. I am married to Pieros Cherotich, who was a high school teacher with the TSC, the body that employs teachers here in Kenya. And we are blessed with 4 children. We've done this business for 15 straight years. 15. And I can tell you, if we were to start life afresh in terms of income generation and lifestyle and the related stuff, this is what we would start doing immediately. As a matter of fact, both of us, Pierre and I, are no longer employees of anyone. We were able to fire our bosses because this opportunity enabled us to achieve our dreams. We are talking of financial freedom, time freedom, exotic lifestyle and the like. But today is not my day, it's your day as a guest. But remember 15 years ago, I sat the way you are sitting, I listened to the presentation, and I had to make a radical decision to change my life. For if I don't do so, then who will? Having thanked all of you for finding time to be here with us, allow me to go ahead now and share what we invited you here for. A very simple, powerful vehicle that will help you to also accelerate towards your dreams. So let me go ahead and share the screen here. I believe we are able to see my screen. So the team hosting the meeting is right there. Very exciting team, Superstars team. And our mission is simple, straightforward, to help individuals start their own businesses, but we don't stop it at that. We also mentor them through. We mentor you through so that you can be able to realize financial freedom, travel around the world, and enjoy a better lifestyle. Of the things that we'll be discussing here, income generation, how you can earn some additional income, that will be the major one. However, there are other very important things that many people ignore. And this is where we really score it right. So the first thing that we'll be talking about is your health. And we say prevention is better than cure. Many people, when they are healthy, they never think of health. It's in their subconscious mind. They never really take it as anything very important. Until you start losing it, that's when many people know how important it is. So we are assuming that we are in perfect health, and wisdom dictates that you do something today that will help you to sustain that good health even years to come. Otherwise, if you agree with me, I want to believe that your health is your greatest wealth. You don't want to make all the money and to take that money to five-star hospitals. Simple facts here. Whatever you take into your mouth, you are either fighting disease or feeding disease. Either of the two. And World Health Organization that we really partner with guides us on how we can make sure that we are safeguarding our health by following this wellness triangle. At the bottom, we are expected to do lots of exercises to manage our weight, then take whole grains and refined grains, As we go up, you can see it's narrowing down, but before it narrows down, we also still have to take lots of fruits and vegetables to boost our immunity. Then take less of proteins, especially meat, red meat, very poisonous when you take in large quantities. And do away with fats and sugars, or if you must take very little. Should we follow that wisdom, then our cells will be so healthy. Remember, you are as healthy as your cells. So what happens is that when you follow that triangle, wellness triangle, then your cell membrane, you can see the cell here, the cell membrane becomes soft and permeable so that when you take food, nutrients can be assimilated into your body system very well, and waste can get out of your body. The toxins can get out of your body. What does that mean? Then you have perfect health. Unfortunately, especially those of us who are in urban centers, this is the best way of treating ourselves, right? Like this lady here, eating the junk. So that we have inverted the triangle. We are doing more of what we should be doing less and less of what we should be doing more. How many of us are able to identify with this? You know? And when we invert the triangle like that, then it means now our cells are not healthy. The cell membrane, again, is hard and not permeable. So nutrients cannot go in and waste cannot go out. And this explains a very bad crisis that we've been experiencing in the recent years, and that is many chronic diseases. Are you now able to understand why so many people are dying of cancer, pressure, arthritis, diabetes, name them? That is the reason. But we are saying this, a Superstars team, we have partnered with a company that helps us to reverse the trend. And you and I have that great opportunity to help the world become a healthier place to live in. So our partner company is none other than Neolife International. You may want to do your own research about this company, a very reputable company. Neolife International has been there for 67 years. These are some of the things you consider if you are to partner with any company or to be part of any venture. The history. And it has spread to over 57 countries as we talk. So, Superstars team, we partner with Neolife International, and their values are so powerful. That's why the company has been there for all these years. Honesty and integrity. People are number one. We put people first. Did you know if you can help enough people to get what they want, then you will be able to get everything that you want? Zig Ziglar advises so. Rhonda is at work. And you can see the top scientists here who do research on these products, likes of the late Dr. Arthur Fast, who was the founder of cancer chemotherapy. Gaudentia, please stop drawing on my screen if you won't mind, Gaudentia. All right, we move on. So I was saying we have these top scientists in the world who do research in these products to make sure that they are scientifically researched, based in nature, and they really work. Likes of Dr. Arthur Fast, the late, who was the founder of cancer chemotherapy. So this is to assure you that the products really work. Then equal opportunity for all, old, young, professors, those who have not gone to school per se. As long as you have a dream that you want to accomplish, then this is a great opportunity for you. And long range vision, it's not something you are doing today and tomorrow is not there. In fact, after building this business for only 5 years, I resigned from full-time job of teaching the university because my future is more assured and guaranteed here. The future of my children and my children's children. And that is what we are talking about, long-range vision. It has been there for 67 years. It will be there for another 67 years. So, the cell that was unhealthy, how do we make it to be very healthy? Now, Neolife International provides us with a very powerful solution. And among the very many products that they manufacture, 3NN is one of the most unique products. And it is the sole product that will help you to move yourself from the unhealthy form here to the healthy cell that you are seeing here. So it is in this form of a bottle here, and the bottle contains these capsules. You can see it here. It's a product I've enjoyed for 15 years now. And when you take, the cell membrane is soft and permeable, therefore there is efficient nutrient utilization. And you experience tremendous energy the entire day. Enhanced vitality, even at old age. You will find people who are in their 80s behaving like they are in their 20s and 30s because of taking the TNN. And of course, you are addressing your health from the cellular level. As I have said, there are many other products, but I would love that we take advantage of this number one product in the company. Other products are in the category that we call healthcare products. And by the way, there are also what we call targeted solutions. So that if you want to take care of your joints, then we have healthcare products for that. If you want to maintain your perfect heart health, then there are healthcare products for that, and many others. I promise you that we are going to share with you literatures and all the materials that you need after this presentation. Whoever invited you here can always share with you soft copies. Then we have skincare products. We all have skin. Unfortunately, so many people are using chemicals out there every single day on their skin. That affects your health in the long run. So use these organic ones. And then we have cleaning detergents, washing clothes, bathing, washing utensils, and everything. Why use chemicals when we have more economical and organic stuff, like the famous LDC? That is what we use in my house for bathing, for washing utensils, washing fruits and vegetables, everything. And we end up saving a lot of money. One way of making money is saving money. There are many others. I'm just giving you a highlight. Then we go to this last category here, very, very important one, that is foliar for farming. We call it super grow. Any single farmer who uses super grow, they will boost their yields 3 times. 3 times. And it will enhance the pH value of your soil. And then it is the most economical foliar you'll ever find in the market. Trust me on that. Any farmer in this call who has used the super grow will tell you this is one of the best solutions in farming. And if you're not a farmer, why not share this good news with farmers out there? So these are some of the very many products. There are more than 100 different products that we use to build sustainable businesses. Now, I didn't show you these products so that you can really focus on buying and selling and buying and selling. I want to show you a system that you can use to build a solid business and a business empire that will take care of your entire future. And if we are together up to that point, let me stop sharing for the sake of cleaning the screen. Someone scratched it. Then we can continue now. All right. So we've talked of the first solution, that is health solution. Do you feel healthier? You know, it starts in the mind. Now you've learned some things that you can do to live a healthier life. And now I want to show you how do you use these products to build a sustainable business. Starting point being, when you're using high quality products, then your business is going to be very solid. And now we can get to the next one. And this is my darling. I love this. This is what made me to join this business. Financial freedom. I wouldn't say that money is everything. But if you put God first and you value people, then when you get money, money does not really change you. It just amplifies the good person that you are. I joined this business to make money. Why? After working for a full month, my income could not go to the end of the month. In fact, every single month, I discovered that my income was getting finished long before the month gets finished. And when you work for a year, for 5 years, for almost 10 years, and the same thing is happening, then you want to really conclude that if you don't change, nothing will change. And time flies. We agreed with my wife. It is time that we rethink what we are doing, the system we are using. And true to it, from when we started this system that I want to share with you, our finances behaved for good. So, how many of us would want to enjoy total financial freedom? A rhetorical question. Every single person, that is what we are looking for. But this is the challenge. If you don't work for your dreams, others will hire you so that you can work for their dreams. And this is what majority of people are doing. They forfeited their dreams, they have shelved their dreams. Every single morning they rise up very early to go and work for someone else's dreams. And they will be complaining, whining, and blaming everyone else except themselves. So from today, I really challenge all of us as friends. Let us focus on working for our dreams. And you can do this on part-time as you continue working where you have been working. So let's start here. What are your dreams? Because if you don't have a clear dream or a goal or a reason why you are working, then chances are you will not go very far. So is your dream to earn additional income? Is it to drive a good machine? Is it to travel around the world? Is it to live in a beautiful home? Whatever your dream is, I'm here to tell you it is valid. And it's never too late to refocus onto your dreams. The second question you want to ask yourself is, if I continue doing what I'm doing today, will I ever achieve my dreams? Even as an employee, you've been depending on someone to just pay you what they really want to pay you, not what you deserve. Will you ever achieve your dreams that way? If you are self-employed, but you are doing a small business that cannot continue growing without you being there, so that you are now a slave of that small business, then again, you might not achieve your dreams. But on the right-hand side of these quadrants, as you can see, we have big business builders, people who work with a system. That simply means they are not just being paid, listen to this, friends, they are not just being paid from their own effort, but they are able to leverage on many people. They're impacting many lives, and their life become impacted in a very, very big way. So working with a system, and that is where all of us should be. However, that's not the destination. When you are working with a system, you're able to generate lots of income and you can become an investor. The who is who in your society. How many of us, again, would love to cross over from the level of employee, self-employed, to the right-hand side of big business builders and investors? How many of us would love to cross over? Just chat down there, I. Just to be sure that I have people who are following the presentation keenly. Thank you. Thank you so much. All of us want to cross over. And remember what I told you, you don't have to stop doing what you've been doing. This is something you do at your free time, in the evenings, weekends. And that is what I personally did. Let me now show you how that works. You are partnering with Neolife International directly. No middlemen, no advertisers, wholesalers, distributors, retailers between you and Neolife International. But then you are a part of the International Superstars team who are going to mentor you and guide you with the best strategies for building a sustainable business. And therefore, you are now an instant entrepreneur. I'm so excited to see people joining us, and within the first month, they are able to make some good income. Instant entrepreneur. And you're inheriting all that we have come up with all those years. You're not starting from scratch. So you earn additional income, residual income, money that you earn even when you're not working because you worked smart in the past. You are your own boss. That's what I'm saying. You work at your own time. Not much risk. You'll see even the starting capital is too little. so that anyone who has the desire to start a business, they don't have an excuse at all. And then lots of incentives, oh my, travel, cash bonuses, and many others. And you are part of a positive community that is looking forward towards our dreams. And you are on a mission to end the trend of poor health and financial stress. So, what do you do so that you can be successful in our business? Simple things. Number one, it all starts with you. As I said, do you have a clear goal? A goal that is motivating, strong, and exciting, that makes you to wake up every morning with excitement because you want to achieve it. The second thing that you'll be doing is you change your shopping behavior. Stop buying chemicals from out there. Yet this is now your shop. So you'll be buying from your own shop. Neolife is you because you have partnered directly with Neolife. So you are the Neolife. Every time you buy any product, you get points. And I told you we have more than 100 different products. We'll share with you the brochures and the catalogs. So you get points from every product. Those points will be converted into bonuses end of the month. And then you now build a team of other dreamers, ambitious friends, people who want more out of their lives. And they will be part of your team. So you will be working with them, and your business or income is as big as the network that you'll be creating. And I'll demonstrate that here in a few seconds. So look at this. There you are. Success starts with yourself, myself. So what you've done, you've partnered with the company directly, and the startup fee is as little as 17,420 Kenya shillings. And that way, you are getting 3 TNNs. You remember we saying that the number one product is TNN that cleanses your cells so that you have all the energy, you look younger for longer. You are given 3 bottles, 120 capsules. Now, each of the bottle is 34 points. So that is 102 points. And that is not the end. Without earning any extra income, or money rather, you get an international license. We are in 57 countries, remember? You get literature materials, lots of them, to enlighten you more about the business. You get your own website so that with your gadget, you don't even have to get out of your house. You don't even need a physical office. This is your office. Free delivery anywhere in the country, and you are recognized in a very big way. So there you are. With the 3 TNNs, you have 102 points. But let's just use 100 points for ease of demonstration. What will you be doing? We tell you, bring 3 people. We call it 3 in 30, where you just bring 3 people. You have so many friends, but you see this business, man, it's not for everyone. It's for people who know what they really want in life. So bring 3 of them. The funny thing is, now you'll not be considered to be having 100 points, but 400 points, because were it not for you, even these other 3 would not be part of your business. So you'll be paid from the 400 points. But let's even assume you are bringing only 1 person, just to show you the simplicity of the business. You bring 1 person. Follow me. You are 2 of you. Now let's assume the following month or the same month, each one of the 2 of you brings only 1 person. So you'll be 4 of you. Supposing you are to be paid from that network, whatever the job these 4 people have done. Just joining, by the way. How many points are those? Each person is 100 points. That gives you 400 points. You are already being paid at 3% of the total volume bonus of those 4 of them. And that translates to some good bonus. Supposing you bring only 1 person, I'm just showing you the simplicity of our business. Now, 8 of you, that is 800 points. Your bonus goes up. You are recognized as a manager. Very beautiful recognitions here, and we celebrate you in a big way. Bring only 1, each one of you, the 8 of you, you are 16, that is 1600 points. Leveraging on a team than individual work. 1600 points, you are getting a very good bonus. That could be as high as even 20,000, 30,000 Kenya shillings. You are a senior manager. The next one, you are that 200 points. That is executive manager taking home roughly 50,000 or thereabout. Some have seen them taking 65,000 and above. Simple stuff. I will stop at this next one here, 64. When you are 64 of you, by this time, by the way, do you know how many people you have brought? One, two, three, four, five, six. You've brought only 6 people, but the entire team is already 64. The power of working with others. And how many points are those? 6,400. You are called a director. You are paid at 25%, and that bonus is around 120,000 Kenya shillings. Do you know there are people who, in their second, third, fourth month, are able to earn this amount of money? Those who are aggressive, but then do it at your speed. If you really want to achieve a lot, very fast. If you're not in a hurry, well, you define your own speed. And in a nutshell, we are saying this, that from when you start this business as a distributor and you've built it up to director, your work is now to help the team to also become directors, so that when you have one director, you are called a sapphire director. For your information, all our directors, we treat them in 5-star hotels. But when you become a sapphire director, the company pays for your flight and accommodation for an international vacation. Like 2 weeks ago, we were in Cape Town. Everything paid by the company. Hundreds of us. And you're already earning in excess of, 150,000 Kenya shillings. You have 3 directors. You are called a Ruby director, earning in excess of 3,000 US dollars. And with the 6 directors, you are called a president team member, earning way beyond 700,000 Kenya shillings. When we were shown this opportunity, my wife and I said, we have nothing to lose. And why not start? I mean, you better start and fail than fail to start. And in 2 years, 11 months, we were already up there as president team members, which tells you that anyone can do it. And just before I invite our guest speaker, allow me to proudly say that you are joining the best team. And should you join us through our support, as you can see the recognition by the founder, Jerry Brasfield there, you've got to be the best. Lifestyle and travel will follow. Look at all these directors enjoying lifestyle in 5-star hotels here in Nairobi. That is Ole Sereni Emara, Sarova Stanley. These are our monthly exciting events, dinners. That is Dar es Salaam last year. You become a sapphire director, we take you to White Sands or Windsor. For rubies, we take you for ruby orientation in South Africa, Santon Sun. And lots of traveling and traveling. I don't want to talk much because our guest speaker has such a powerful story on these travels, but you can see every year we travel around the world just to have fun with the team. Cape Town, Abu Dhabi, Mauritius, Mexico, Los Cabos, and so on and so forth. That is just last year in Mauritius, having fun with my wife there. This is just 2 weeks ago in Cape Town, just having fun, having fun. And next year we are in Egypt. Someone will join us today and he or she will be with us in Egypt. Everything paid by Neolife International as an incentive. And we are saying this as I close and invite our guest speaker. Between you and your wildest dreams is this little amount of money, 17,420 Kenya shillings. If you're in Kenya, the pay bill is right there. Screenshot it. Immediately after this, get on board. You don't have to procrastinate. It's a disease that has killed many people. If you're not in Kenya, the person who invited you here will guide you on how you can also get started. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. And it's my pleasure to invite someone that we've worked together for more than a decade, traveling together. When I heard of her story, and I remember she came to Kenya, Kasarani, she gave me a reason to build this business like crazy. Because at a very young age, she was doing amazing. And this is none other than one of our top leaders in Africa, all the way from Uganda, our president team member, Janet Bugembe. If Janet, you can hear me, please take it away.
Yes, thank you very much. Just a minute. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Josephat and the Superstars team. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you have given me to share my humble story with you. And I'm very, very excited to be on this call this evening. I have been anxiously waiting for it, and I am sure that you are going to learn one or two things that are going to help you to grow your business as well. For those who are seeing me for the very first time, my name is Janet Bugembe. I'm married. I'm a mother of one. I have a 12-year-old daughter who is turning 13, and I am a banker by profession. What does that mean? It simply means that I did a course in banking and finance. I admired people who worked in the bank. Why? Because I thought that they make a lot of money. I envisioned my life as a little girl going to the bank, counting money, dishing out money, closing the vault, and all those kinds of things. So when I came across this opportunity, this was 20 years ago. Interestingly, I was 19 years of age. Here in Uganda, when we finish our Form 6, we have an opportunity to rest for 9 months before we join the university. So during that time, there's university application. It's called a long vacation. So during my vacation, I was looking for something to do where I could be able to make maybe an extra, maybe 1,600 Kenyan shillings a month, because at that time, that money was good enough to sort out my challenges. I was sleeping in my parents' house. I wasn't paying any bills. I was young, life, happy, free. I didn't have any children, no responsibilities at all. So why did I need money? I needed money just to buy a few jeans and t-shirts. Those were my challenges at the time. So when I came and I saw the opportunity, I liked it. Why? They said that by doing it, you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. I was in back, so why not? Let me take up this opportunity. So one of the things that I did different, up to today, I always tell people I did different. I attended training. Every opportunity to learn, I was there. But also, I just didn't attend training. I put into practice every single thing that I learned from training. So what am I trying to say? That perfect practice makes perfect, okay? Perfect practice makes perfect. So I started practicing perfectly. I tried to do my best. I made sure that everything that I learned from the training, I had an opportunity to share with other people. So in the event of all those things happening, I remember in my first month, I was able to make close to about 3,000 Kenyan shillings in terms of profit. Now remember, that was over and above what I had wanted. But you see, the most amazing thing is at the end of the month, the company gives us a bonus. So my first commission was about 858 Kenyan shillings. So that is how my journey started. But I want to say that never ever despise humble beginnings, because through those humble beginnings, that is where your success is going to land. I remember one of my friends told me, Janet, you mean you can be excited about earning that amount of money? But interestingly, all the people who were laughing, for them, they didn't have an option for me. And that's one of the things that I always tell people, that you wait. As people are telling you this opportunity doesn't work, let them show you what works. Second month of business, I remember my commission. Now, this is minus profits. My commission came from about 858 at the time Kenyan shillings to about 2,861. Remember, this was over and above what I had anticipated. I was so happy, so excited, but also it showed proof that if you put in a little bit more effort, you are going to succeed. 4 months down the road, guess what? I earned myself this prestigious title in the New Life company called director. And when I became a director, I remember that month, the company gave me a commission of about 31,980 Kenyan shillings. I had just started studying at the university in Makerere, and I was pursuing a bachelor's degree with a major in commerce, banking, and finance. And here I was, interestingly, earning the same amount of my money as my junior lecturers were earning. It was such a humbling experience for me because it was such a humbling experience for me because I was an extraordinary student, you know. I don't know about Kenya, but in Uganda, our streets are full of jobless graduates, such that if you get an opportunity to be called by the university to come and work, even if you're getting 31,000 Kenyan shillings, it is a wonderful privilege. So I continued doing this business part-time. I committed by putting in 2 to 3 hours every single day while studying my BCom at the university. By the time I finished my 3-year course, actually, before I finished my 3-year course, by the time I had finished 1.5 years, I had joined the prestigious World Team. And Josephat has talked about the World Team members. The World Team members are people who qualify to travel the world every year for vacation. So I remember I was invited to go for my first World Team convention ever in Cape Town, South Africa. In fact, I have a wonderful story. This Cape Town, South Africa trip has never left my mind because the days we were supposed to travel to Cape Town were the exact days I was supposed to be writing my final exams in the university. So what happened is I prepared myself for exams like there was no Cape Town, but I also had faith. I went ahead, got my exam permit as though there wasn't Cape Town. And I got the visa to go to South Africa as though there were no exams. So 3 days to start our exams. Our lecturers at the university went on strike because they had not been paid for 3 months. And that was the most chaotic, that was the most bloody strike that Makerere University has ever had. 3 students lost their lives, and for that reason, the president gave a presidential directive to close the university. And as a result, what happened was they closed the university on Friday. They told us to pack, go back home, and on Sunday, I was on a plane to Cape Town. That is how I attended my very first World Team convention in Cape Town in South Africa. So I continued doing this business, and at that time, I was earning in excess of about 65,000 Kenyan shillings. And, it was exciting because I was an extraordinary student. Interestingly, I bought myself a car at the university. So I had a car in my names and my own car. And I became a favorite of many of my friends because I would give them lifts. I would sponsor the photocopying. The challenges at the university, if people look at you like you are the rich one, So for that reason, I decided that I'm going to do this business as I try to wind up with school. So at the age of 22, I stepped up to what we call a Turubi director. This is when you are on the World Team, but you're empowering others to achieve great success. And as a result, I was earning in excess of about 250,000 Kenyan shillings every month. I was 22 years of age by the time I finished school. I remember I finished school, I wrote my exams in May 2008. And in June 2008, the company took us to London. The company was celebrating 50 years anniversary. I have never seen anything like that in my life. It was mind blowing. There were over 10,000 people in one room. The company hired a musician called Brian Adams to entertain us live. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was a celebration to remember. It was fantastic. I saw a lot of people who were just like me, who were doing the business. In fact, for me, I'm blessed because the way I have lived my life, it has been very, very interesting. I've worked hard, but at the same time, I've had very, very good exposure. And in the process of doing all that, my business kept growing. One of the best days of my life was the 21st of January 2009. That is the day I drove to Makerere University with my parents. And guess what? On that same day, I decided to retire before I started working. Why? I had been given an offer to work in a bank. And guess what? My father had been working in the bank for 37 years. He had employed so many people. There was no way I was going to miss out on this opportunity. In fact, many times I think that if I hadn't taken up this opportunity, maybe I would be working in the bank somewhere. Maybe I would be in the IMF. Maybe I would be in the World Bank or heading one of the banks here in Uganda. But I also want to say that those prestigious positions come with a lot of stress and expectations. So for me, I decided, let me take this road, because if this opportunity had worked for me, that means if I put in more effort. So in January 2009, I decided that I was going to do the business full time. And in June 2009, I was 23 years old. I became a president's team member. And as a president's team member, that was 6 months after graduating from school. As a president's team member, I was getting in excess of about 550,000 Kenyan shillings. 23 years of age, you can imagine the kind of life that I was living. It was extraordinary. I was traveling the world. I was helping people. I had a big business, you know. I was so excited about my future. I was driving a fantastic car. And actually, it was my second car. So for me, my life continued changing and changing. So in the as a in the following year, that was 2009, in 2010, I set a goal when the year was starting. This is in the month of uh, uh, January. Yes, when the year was starting, I set a goal of helping 100 people to become directors in 1 year. Because if it had happened for me, definitely it would happen for them. There was nothing so special about me, you know. So I decided to set that as a goal. Why? Because we have a philosophy that by empowering others, we achieve our dreams. By empowering others, we all achieve our dreams. So I set out on that goal, and guess what? By the end of the year, I had developed 102 people to become directors. It was a crazy goal, but it happened. And I remember by the end of that year, 2010, I was earning in excess of about 900,000 Kenyan shillings every month. I was 23 years of age. And then I decided, let me do this. I think this is where I belong. Started empowering others. At a certain point in time, I hit 1.1 million, 1.14, like 1.145 million Kenyan shillings. So you can imagine this has happened for me. In the month of July, I'll be celebrating 20 years in the business. What would I have missed hadn't I started the business? Because sometimes it's very easy for us to see to say this is what I've benefited. But the question is, if I hadn't started the business, what would I have missed? Number one, financial freedom. Now, for me, I'm very excited about the opportunity that we have with Neolife. You can wake up in the morning and you decide how much money you want to earn. Just to give you perspective, last month, I earned a check of about 1.03 million Kenyan shillings, yeah, in 1 month, last month alone. Yeah, and the previous month was about 1.1, you know. And today I am 39 years of age. I look forward to joining the 40s, and I'm very, very excited about the fourth floor. Why? Because I am going as an extraordinary person. Yeah. So for me, the issue of financial freedom has been a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic way to a fantastic opportunity from this business. The other thing that I've benefited from this opportunity is good health for my family and my friends. Interestingly, I have been doing this business, and it's very, 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 very interesting that I don't fall sick. I keep going because my immunity is up. By the way, falling sick as well is very draining. It is very, very, in our language, we say it takes you aback. We always say that people who are well are the ones who make money. In my local language, we have a saying that those who are well are the ones who make money. So good health for my family and friends. Yesterday was a fantastic day. My dad turned 70 and my mother turned 65. They share, and they told him that his heart was beating like for a newly born baby at 70 years of age. So yesterday was such a joyous day. My parents are in good health. There's nothing as great as seeing your parents in good health at 70 and at 65. In fact, it was a very, very interesting thing because my father called his mom, who is about 94 years of age. She's also in great health. Yeah. So great health for my family and my friends. That has been one of the greatest benefits from this business. Then the personal growth and development. What do I mean by this? Personal growth and development simply means the person that I have become in the process of, doing the business, because we are all about caring and sharing with others. So the other thing that I've benefited from this business, and I would love to end with it because it is something that all of us here would love to benefit from, and this is to travel. If you can kindly allow me to share my screen, so that I can just show you. I know Josephat has shown you a little bit of, the possibilities in this business. So when I just started the business, I talked to 182 people in my first month. And I got one person started, and that was Andrew. Today, Andrew is my husband. And we started two separate businesses that all went up to president's team. And as we speak right now, we still have both the businesses at the president's team. So basically, between the two of us, we earn more than 2.3, 2.4 million Kenyan shillings. I am 39 years of age, he's 40, and you can imagine the possibility with Neolife. So today, I just wanted to share with you what this opportunity has done for us. We have traveled to beautiful destinations. There we were at the Palace of the Lost City in Sun City, South Africa. I have been there more than twice, courtesy of Neolife. Of course, I've never been there myself. No one would have taken me there, but courtesy of Neolife, I have been there. And I remember at that time, this was 2010, the World Cup was being hosted in South Africa. So what happened was when you get to the Palace of the Lost City, there are 4 hotels. The first one is called the Palace of the Lost City in Sun City, South Africa. The second is called the Sun City Hotel. The third one is called the Cabanas, and the fourth is called the Cascades. So the most high-end, I remember the company driving us in the latest Mercedes-Benz 2010. But guess what? All the FIFA officials were putting up in the Sun City Hotel. And that is the photo at the bottom right-hand corner. One time, the funny thing is, when you sleep at the palace, they don't allow anybody to access. So the palace is more like the VIP place. But then when you are at the palace, you can access all these other hotels. So one of those evenings, I was walking, going through the different hotels, and I found the FIFA officials. They were having a dinner after planning for World Cup, and that is what they looked like. But for us, we're being treated like princesses and princes and queens and kings because we're sleeping in the palace. It was my first time to ride in a brand new car for that year. Yeah, it was in 2010, and the Mercedes 2010 was out. So there, the Mercedes is the one that does taxi. So I was so happy, I was so excited because I would have never had an opportunity. And when we go, this opportunity has taken us to different places like Abu Dhabi. Yeah, one highlight about Abu Dhabi was visiting the Emirates Palace. And interestingly, the Emirates Palace is a dream. For me, it was a dream. I had heard about a place where people use cutlery, that costs $2,000. Basically, the cutlery that you're holding costs $2,000. The food that you're eating, if you don't have a minimum of $400, which even sounds better in Ugandan shillings, 1.4 million shillings, a plate of food, a glass of wine coming close to about $4,000. $4,000 in Ugandan shillings sounds very nice. 15 million, yeah. So for me, going to places like Abu Dhabi, wining and dining, dressing like royalty, living the life of the crowned prince of the UAE, it was a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. Then we had an opportunity to go to Mauritius. Yeah, last year was my second time to go to Mauritius. This was the first time I went to Mauritius. Oh my goodness. And what I loved most about this Mauritius trip was the fact that I went with my team, We believe that by empowering others, we achieve our dreams. Now, it was nice to have fun with your team, doing life together and enjoying life. Okay. Then we had an opportunity to visit the Vatican City. Now, for me, this was a highlight. I am married into a Catholic family. I'm not Catholic, but I am married into a Catholic family. And for them, this was a very big thing. Interestingly, as the first person who went to the Vatican, and I had an opportunity to get rosaries that were anointed by Pope himself, and I carried them for my family that is Catholic, the family that I'm married into. So you can imagine the excitement, But above all, traveling with your family, traveling with your friends. Some people do travel. They have opportunities to travel all over the world, but they don't have a chance to travel with their family. Yeah, so for me, it has been a different story, and I'm forever grateful for the new life opportunity. Then in the year 2012, we had an opportunity to travel to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico to have a ride in the Silverado. The Silverado is a yacht that is owned by the founder of Neolife, Mr. Jerry Brasfield. And I want to say that we spent quality time as a family, and this came as a reward for being #1 distributors in the world at the time. So I remember I was pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant, but I fell into the ocean, did all those crazy scuba diving, all those, what are they? In our language, we call them Bazungu games. Bazungu are white people. Yeah, so I had an opportunity to do that. We traveled with our entire family, a family of 8, my husband, his brother, all my sisters, my mom, my dad, everybody was at the Silverado. Can you imagine waking up in the morning, you're on water, sleeping on water, enjoying lifestyle on water, in Mexico, on the ocean, living large. Honestly speaking, if I was working in the bank, would I ever even have accumulated leave days to just be on water, just to enjoy life? So I'm so excited about the possibilities of this opportunity. Then interestingly, we went back to Cape Town. Actually, 2 weeks ago was my 4th time in Cape Town. I've been to Cape Town, I've been to Ubai, I've been to Hawaii at the Honolulu Beach in Oahu, in Mexico. We have been to Dubai severally. We have traveled all over the world. And of course, yes, the Ferrari world, the Yas Water world. But one of the photos that I love most is the time we met Mr. Joel Austin, who are coming from Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. And we had an opportunity to go to the Lakewood Church. Now, the Lakewood Church is the biggest church in the United States of America. It is led by a gentleman called Joel Austin. So we actually met Joel Austin. So very, very importantly, for me, this opportunity has done amazing things. It has changed my life. Yeah. So this is a friend of ours. We started the business with. He was a fellow student, and we worked to build the business with him. In 2005, when we started, he was studying to be a medical doctor. And unfortunately, in 2008, immediately after we had just come back from London, he passed away in an accident. We are in 2025. This guy passed away in 2008. Every month, he earns an income. In fact, his team has grown so much to the point that part of the team in Kenya is in David's team. We have business in Meru, we have business in Nairobi, we have business in Tanzania, a two-ruby-sized business out of this gentleman. We have business in Mwanza, Bukoba, Sapphire Director out of this young gentleman who died in 2008. We are in 2025. Now, this should be a wake-up call. What is it that you're going to do today that is going to outlive you? Unfortunately, I don't know whether it's the same case for Kenya, but in Uganda, the moment you are a member of parliament, and for one reason or the other, you pass on, they will remember you for a minute and you will be gone. Never. They won't even call your family members. Actually, we have a habit here. The politicians come and say, we are going to look after the children. We are going to look after the children at the funeral. The moment the funeral is done, they actually use funerals to campaign, in their constituencies. The moment the funeral is done, guess what? They switch off their phones. So my question or my challenge to you is, after all the things that you have had, all the things that have been shared with you, the question is, what is your excuse? What is your excuse? I started this business as a young lady. I wanted to change my life. I am so excited that today my life has changed. I have traveled all around the world. I have, so much has come my way. And when I look at all the people on the call, we are 97 on the call. What I wish for you is more success than I have achieved. Because if it can happen for me, I believe that it can happen for you. So to Josephat and Pierrose, thank you so much for inviting me and also giving me an opportunity to share my humble story. Thank you so much for the friendship, because I believe that in this business, you cannot build it on your own. We need each other, we support each other. And I always give this example of a charcoal stove. In Uganda, we have people cook a lot using charcoal stoves. So what happens with the charcoal stove is they put charcoal. I think they do the same in Kenya. So then they light. Now, when they light, it starts burning. Now, if you wisec and you get the charcoal pieces after they've all caught fire and you start isolating them, putting them differently, guess what? They all burn out. So the purpose of us coming together is to burn, to have a continuous burning. And that is why we're here. So, and to all of us who are guests and have been invited here today, do not let this night pass you by, because tomorrow has its own worries. Tomorrow has its own challenges. The opportunity has come, and it has come now for you. Don't wait for tomorrow. There's never going to be a convenient time. Sometimes I look at myself and I say, Janet, if I had said, let me wait to finish school, where would my life be? So I'm very, very excited, and I'm happy that all of us here on this call, are destined for success, because if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a good night.
Thank you so much, Janet. I wonder what really can be added to what you've shared from deep within your heart. I listened to your story as if it's the first time, yet I've listened to it so many times. And to our guests, I just want to believe that Janet has spoken to you as a person, because the idea is not to talk to the 96 of us. The idea is to speak to you as a person. I'm looking forward. A year from today, Janet, you'll meet some guys here, perhaps in Egypt, and they will tell you, you know what, Janet, you spoke to me as a guest on 7th of June, 2025, and that is why I'm enjoying life today. So my challenge to all of us is, what do you want to do with now all the information you've gotten, all the excitement that you've gathered tonight? What do you want to do with it? My prayer is that it will not just pass. My prayer is that even your children's children will live to thank you for the decision you are making today. So my humble request is this: if you feel from within your heart that this is what you've been looking for, that this resonates with your dreams, and if you believe that you too can achieve what Janet has achieved and the rest of us, and if you believe in God who brought you into this opportunity, please turn to the person who invited you here and ask them that one simple question: how do I start now? I know in the call there are people who have been in boxing. I want to start now, and now this is your time. And if you're not in the country, wherever you are, we have the website and mechanism of helping you to start before you go to bed. The best gift and incentive you can give to Janet for sharing such precious nuggets with us is to say yes to your dreams, not to the business, to your dreams. And your life will never be the same again. I look forward to meeting each one of you in the beaches of the world. And when we are putting our bags in the airports, we'll be saying, wow, it's good we made that decision. Thank you so much, Janet. Please pass our regards to your family. We can never thank you enough. Thank you so much. We really appreciate, and let's keep changing the world together. Thank you. God bless you all, and let's be meeting in the beaches of the world. Bye bye for now, and turn to the person who invited